Hi folks, I am Brad with UnwiredView.com and I'm going to be unboxing a phone for you today that I know you've been waiting around a long time for. I have too. It's the HTC Thunderbolt, a 4G LTE smartphone with Verizon's network. Now this is the very first of its kind, so that's why it's so huge and so important. First of its kind meaning the very first one on Verizon's brand new LTE network. And that means it's going to be fast, blazing fast, like... I was going to say like thunder, but come on, that's just, ugh. I'm not going to go there. But I'll tell you where I am going to go, and that is to this. This nice little box where it doesn't really look like much, but they're very sneaky because it's what's inside that counts. Never forget that. It's always what's inside that counts. Words of wisdom from Brad from UnwiredView.com. So let's go straight to the unboxing. Now you can definitely tell when certain phones overdo it just by looking at their box. Some boxes are just uber flashy, like, hey, look at me, I'm an awesome box that has an awesome phone in it. And then it's just a regular plain old phone. Nothing big, right? Well, this one here, this one is a plain black box. Nothing to it, right? Except on the top there, Verizon 4G certified. That's right, folks, this is the HTC Thunderbolt. The very first LTE smartphone on Verizon's network, which is definitely a huge deal. You couldn't tell by the box, and that's really the whole point I was getting at. But let's pull this thing open and see what's inside. So here is the phone. Come out, phone. Okay. All right. Beautiful screen. Obligatory kickstand. Yeah, that is definitely a gorgeous phone if you ask me. Well, and even if you don't ask me, I still think it's a gorgeous phone. So there. 4G SIM card. That's right, with the LTE you're going to have a special LTE SIM card to go along with it. And then a little reference guide for that SIM card, just in case you need to figure out what the heck it does or where to put it or whatever the heck. User guide. And then USB computer cable with the charger. Okay, nothing to it, I guess. Plain on the outside and also pretty much plain on the inside. The main exception is just the fact that this is the HTC Thunderbolt. Not too shabby, right? Right. Okay, well let's actually turn the phone on and start playing around with it. Get some first impressions. Taking a first look at the Thunderbolt. You can see it's HTC Sense that's running on Android 2.2. While we always like to see the latest version of Android running on these smartphones, right now it's 2.3 Gingerbread, that's the latest version. As far as we have heard, HTC Sense is not yet available for that version, and I'm sure that's one of the main reasons why it was defaulted to the Froyo. So, looking into this, it's actually going to be very similar in the style and setup as the Inspire 4G that I saw. The difference is this one is actually 4G. I know, crazy concept, right? But just to go over a few other points, it's got a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor in it. It's the latest generation of the 1 GHz Snapdragons, so it's going to be the fastest around. Not dual core, just a single core. It's got a 8 megapixel rear camera. And I love the dual LED flash on there. And it also has the front camera. That's 1.3 megapixel. So that way you have the video chatting. And it would be a shame, certainly, to have an LTE phone, a true 4G phone here. Oh goodness, get out of that. Okay, a true 4G phone without having the ability to do video chatting. Just seems like it would be a huge necessity to have. Also, we have the 4.3-inch display, which makes it quite the wide phone to have. And this is actually very similar to the Inspire 4G, once again, in terms of the screen size and the overall feel in my hand. So, it feels hefty and large, but it's also still easily held in my hand. If I went any wider than this, or any larger of a screen, not so much. and my hands are more average size. So a few other things here. One thing that really impressed me with the Thunderbolt, looking at the spec sheet, is that it has, underneath the battery, it's got a micro SD card in it. So that is actually a 32 gig micro SD card inside. Now this is on top of 8 gigs of internal storage space already. That's huge. It's very seldom that you actually see a phone that comes with that much storage right off the bat out of the box. Most of the high-end Android phones that come out and are available nowadays, they have the capability of going that high, but just actually seeing it come out of the box, that's one nice thing. If you're going to be paying $250 for a brand new phone, it would be nice to have the it would be nice to have all that extra storage space to help make up for that extra cost. So, and we cannot forget the kickstand. Of course, we saw that before, but what we didn't show you was that there's a Dolby surround sound speaker underneath that kickstand. It's just hiding. Kind of a cool placement for it, really, because now you can just take that and watch a movie, or you can just leave it on your desk and be listening to music. It's not going to be the best replacement to just a standard set of speakers, but for a phone, it's not too shabby. So those are a few things about the HTC Thunderbolt 4G. That is the first LTE phone with Verizon. I'm very anxious to do some speed tests on this thing and see exactly what the Thunderbolt is capable of giving us in terms of total speeds. So be looking forward to that in the review. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this with me to CTIA next week, and I'm going to be using this and testing it around and taking full advantage of the LTE network while I'm there. And that'll be a great opportunity to give you a full in-depth review on my experience there. But in the meantime, go ahead and check out my unboxing and first impressions. Go on over to our website at unwiredview.com, and we look forward to seeing you there. Once again, I am Brad Mullen with unwiredview.com.